There's a cyber brothel in Berlin that I travelled to for the book where you can go and you can use sex robots. You can order a sex robot to be prepared for you when you arrive.
Can we start a petition to bring dates back? Low-key, fun, casual dates, because chivalry's fucking dead.
Hookup culture has completely ruined dating for women nowadays because
we're at a point where romance is dead between men and women, and men are saying no to modern women and choosing an AI girlfriend instead.
In Japan, you can buy a robot girlfriend for $175,000 that does everything. Now, my question is this. Why would you spend a small fortune on something with no consciousness, no feelings, no soul, when you can just buy a robot girlfriend?
Why would a guy drive himself to the local club, the bar, whatever, and, spend money on a woman who may or may not even want to get with him or give him the time of the day, get rejected, when you can just get home and have, a perfect automatic girlfriend?
That's actually a very good point. They don't want to court anymore. They don't want to hunt. The hunt has gotten taken out of it.
But literally, Lauren, the food is feminizing the men to such an extreme that, yes, the soy boy, have you ever heard that term when people are like the soy boys?
Have you not?
It's real.
You have to hear what I said to Patty Stanger. I said the reason that men aren't chasing women is the soy milk. And
literally,
people got mad at me, and I'm like, if you're having soy all day long.
See, this is where I disagree. This woman mentioned that men don't want to court anymore, and that's not true. Men did court women. When they did, they were taken advantage of, used for free meals, especially in the West, by modern women. The reason why men now are saying they're choosing AI girlfriends is because women pushed them that direction. Because for years, men genuinely tried to do the traditional thing, planning dates, paying for everything, putting in the effort, giving compliments, being consistent. And what happened? A lot of modern women treated courtship like a game or a competition. They weren't dating to build anything. They were dating for entertainment, attention, or to see what they could get out of a man. Men weren't being courted back. They weren't being appreciated. They weren't being respected. They were being used as options on a roster until someone better came along.
Pregnancy robots could soon give birth to human children in a revolutionary breakthrough. China is reportedly working on designing a bot with an artificial womb, which will receive nutrients through a hose in its abdomen that'll soon be able to carry a baby for about 10 months before giving birth. Still a lot of questions like how the egg and sperm would be fertilized and inserted into the womb, and of course how the bot would give birth. But if all goes according to plan, the prototype will make its debut next year. And for those struggling to conceive, hiring a robot to carry their baby will cost about $14,000 US, significantly less than a human surrogate.
Okay, so unpopular opinion, but hookup culture has completely ruined dating for women nowadays because men are literally putting in bare minimum, no effort, and getting access to women's bodies. So I don't know, they're just sending a text, taking a girl out on a date, buying her a drink, and not being held to a certain standard, whereas, when courting was the concept and hookup culture wasn't normalized, a man actually had to do something to win over a woman. And it just sucks because it's I don't know who convinced society and women in society that hookup culture is empowering, because it's really just giving men what they want at the end of the day. And we should be holding them to a higher standard and not giving them access to our bodies without commitment and effort and consistency. And yeah.
Hookup culture is getting crazy for women, and I agree, but that's because of themselves. Many of them believe that it would empower them, whatever that means, but all it's doing is hurting them. She mentioned that men used to do things to earn women back then, and I agree with that as well. But the thing is, women back then are not like women today. The same thing that women back then valued are not reflected in today's women in modern time. If anything, it was feminism who convinced women that sleeping around would make them happier. But look today, many are miserable. Women were once taught to value commitment, family, but today, modern feminism shifted the focus away from relationships and stability and towards self-gratification. And since then, many of these so-called strong, independent women are hurting left and right.
There's a cyber brothel in Berlin that I travelled to for the book where you can go and you can use sex robots. You can order a sex robot to be prepared for you when you arrive. You can order one that's covered in blood. You can ask for custom things, particulars, and I asked them to slash and cut and tear her clothing before I arrived just to see if they would, and they did, no questions asked.
I told you it's going to be 300 million humanoid virtual robots by 2030 by phone. You won't know they're not human. And by 2055 or so, we're going to have 300 million humanoid physical robots, like walking around. You won't, AI enabled. You won't know them, well, you'll know they're not human, but they'll look and sound human-like. Well, within 5 years, I believe this is I've said to friends, this is gonna happen, and it's happening already, it appears. This is a robot. This is not human, but they look human, and you'll be able to order it to custom. And look, it's a little funny. No attitude, no drama, no lip, no eye rolling, no smack talking, male or female. No demands, nobody telling you gotta take them to dinner or take them on a trip around the world or hook them up or you can't have a relationship with me unless you make $100,000, all this crazy stuff people are saying. Whether you're male or female, this is gonna be a challenge because this is not just a robot, it's artificial intelligence. It will, well, think.
Well, you heard the man. The robot won't tell you to make 100K to be with them or whatever craziness modern women be saying. And really it's true, but then again many people going down this route will lose that human connection. Now what makes this even more funny is the fact that women that claim that they don't care, commenting on men choosing the AI robot girlfriend over them. But it doesn't make sense. They claim they don't care, but are the loudest ones talking about it. If they truly didn't care, there would be no need to mock it, or even try and shame the men for going down that route.
There was a video that went viral like 2 days ago about humanoid AI robot girlfriends. I don't know if you guys saw this on Instagram and TikTok, but there are companies making robots that look like humans that are programmed by AI and they can talk to you. And it's very freakishly real. And they're selling them mostly to young men as AI girlfriends. And this has already been a thing in the market without the body.
Like robots,
I was gonna say this,
or like just on the
without
screen?
the robots, it's already been a thing. This has been a very lucrative business for the last several years.
That's going to be
And
a
so we've
problem,
covered
especially
this.
for men that don't know how to speak to girls.
It's further isolating them, right? It's
Yeah.
further removing them from our shared humanity, which we need to survive.
I am so over the male species as a whole right now that, like, if you want to go on a date with me, get us a room on the strip at a resort. Get me a spa to the get me a pass to the spa for a nice massage, and then take me to Carbone. And if it's not that, I'm not gonna waste my time. I'm literally too pretty for this. I cannot do that.
I got tagged in this video and I almost didn't stitch it, but you guys want me to tell her. So here it is. Look, a man's gauge of attractiveness is impacted by what comes out of your mouth. So whether or not the men commenting on your video realize it, they are being impacted by what you are saying. Because men find entitlement to be so unattractive. The main reason for this is because men at a very young age are trained and conditioned to not be entitled. They have to work hard for what they have. So when that man is looking for a life partner, he needs somebody that helps him and supports him, not somebody that just demands more.
So apparently companies are actually selling AI robot girlfriends for $175,000. I can already see people buying these who have a lot of money, or people are going to go into debt buying a robot AI girlfriend. I mean, that's a lot of money for a robot. Yes, it looks lifelike, but $175,000, that is a brand new car paid off completely and a down payment on a house almost half paid off. But, I mean, I understand people like Elon Musk who have a crap ton of money can spend, this and it would be nothing. But $175,000. But it is an AI robot, and we did predict in the future that robots will be taken over, and you know what. Can't really say it because it's on TikTok, but $175K for a robot girlfriend, would you actually pay that much? I mean, how sad can you be to buy an AI robot girlfriend? Like, let me know in the comments if you actually had the money. would you actually buy this for $175K? That is an extremely obscene amount of money for an AI.
Looking in the comments, some actually argued that $175,000 for one of these AI girlfriends is nothing, especially for men, saying that their divorce cost more than that. If this is the extent that some of these men are willing to go instead of being with women in the West, you know women in the West are just a pain to deal with. We wouldn't be in this predicament if the dating world wasn't broken, if romance wasn't seen as a financial transaction. Love has been reduced to numbers. Salary, status, travel budgets, luxury experiences, instead of character, loyalty, support, and peace. Men aren't walking away because they hate relationships. They're walking away because relationships stopped feeling emotional and started feeling contractual.
Unpopular opinion, but body count matters, and no amount of feminist gaslighting will change that reality. I know a lot of women get triggered by this, but pretending your sexual history doesn't impact how men see you is just setting yourself up for disappointment. And here come the code comments. Mainstream media, movies, TV shows, and even the music industry are all out here promoting hookup culture like it's empowering. Modern feminism pushes this idea that being single, sleeping around, and giving yourself to multiple people is somehow a flex. It's not. But let's be honest, none of that is actually empowering. It's programming women to have low self-respect and making us numb to what real intimacy actually is. Body count isn't just a number. It's about pair bonding, trust, and respect. The more partners you've had, the harder it is to actually connect and build something real with someone new. High-value men want to know they're not just another guy in a long line. They want to feel special, respected, and like they're building something unique with you. And if you're giving yourself to anyone, that signals to men that you don't value yourself or your intimacy. And that in itself is a red flag for guys who are looking for something serious. You can argue all day about double standards, but at the end of the day, men are allowed to have preferences just like women are. If you want a high-value man, you can't ignore what actually matters to him. You don't have to like it, but you can't change it. Body count matters, so make your choices wisely.
Hookup culture is not empowering for women. I know some of you are going to hate hearing that, but you need to hear it. Casually hooking up with these men is destroying women's self-esteem. This is the first time I've seen this in a show or movie. I've been so indoctrinated to accept casual sex and casual hookups as empowering. It's not. It emboldens these toxic bros. This is something that I wish I knew years ago. Yes, there was a time when it was empowering. When women first fought for their rights and their equality, autonomy over their bodies was a huge part of that. So being able to go home with bum Brandon or whomever they wanted and suddenly not be slut-shamed for it was extremely revolutionary for women. Then, of course, the patriarchy, as it does, ruined everything. When men caught on, they created dating apps. And dating apps and hookup culture go side by side. Dating apps exploit women for profit. Period. Created by men to profit off of you because you've been brainwashed through TV and film to be like, ooh, hookup culture is so empowering. What's so empowering about giving a man access to the most intimate parts of you? The same man that will not bring you flowers, that won't be there for you when you need him. Sexual liberation was a huge part of the feminist movement, and it's extremely important. But the problem is, instead of men evolving alongside this shift, they regressed. Instead of emotionally evolving, a lot of men doubled down, checked out. You hook up with a man casually, you're giving him the power, period. Because you have more value. Been like conditioned, you've been brainwashed to just give it away. I mean, wish I knew this in my 20s. Giving him access to you so easily, a way to ruin your self-esteem, your peace, pH levels, spirit, like you're giving a man the most intimate parts of you before you even know him. And they ain't shit. They ain't worth it. We're living in a time where it's considered normal to get intimate with a guy when you don't know him, but him bringing flowers to you is considered weird. Like, no. Promise, when you know how powerful you are, you don't let men access you that easily. It's just different than it used to be. We're living in a different time right now. Men just don't deserve this access. You end up feeling horrible because you can feel on a spiritual level that they're using your body, period. And it makes the dating scene unbearable. We need to stop giving men access, period.
I agree. Hookup culture is not empowering for women. As we've seen today, it's done more harm to them than good. It even got many women taking antidepressant pills because they're so lonely, because they never got to find the right man for them. And honestly, it's their fault. A lot of women were sold the idea that casual sex, avoidance of commitment, and endless options would lead to freedom and happiness. But the emotional reality hasn't matched the marketing. When everyone is replaceable, nobody feels chosen. When relationships never become exclusive, trust remains fragile. When attachment is discouraged in favor of not catching feelings, emotional needs get suppressed instead of resolved. For many women, that cycle leads to isolation, sadness, and feeling overlooked once the party phase ends. Not because they're unworthy of love, but because the system they were encouraged to follow doesn't produce stable connection.